and it's known as Ace Mannin. When we first isolated it, we had to figure out how it worked because aloe had been reported to do so many things that it had to work through the immune system. And we found out that it modulates the macrophage and the immune system. By modulating, what that's doing is it's helping the immune system do what it wants to do and just better. And we worked out that it helps make cytokines faster because, as it turns out, mannose is a one of the 200 6 carbon sugars like glucose, mannose, lactose. All of those 6 carbon sugars and that are used for energy can also be used to make glycoproteins. And glycoproteins are cytokines, which are the hormones in the cell. That's how cells communicate with each other. And a lot of this was learned over the last 40 years since we discovered it. But every time I would learn something new about immunology, I would see if aloe may not affect that. And sure enough, it affects a lot of immunology. And that explained why it could do so many different things. Because the immune system, like wound healing, is all orchestrated by the immune system. Your body heals with the help of the immune system. So if you can help the immune system, you can help just about anything.
As your discovery of aloe and stuff, and I know I had the opportunity to read something you were working on earlier for a presentation you'll be giving overseas pretty soon, but you didn't stop with aloe because you started seeing that aloe just didn't help everybody. And so you continued on, in some of your new discoveries. If you'll tell us a little bit about some of those and how they kind of fill in those gaps where aloe just, not there's no silver bullet. Everybody needs something different. And
Well, we had a lot of people that were taking the supplements I made, and it didn't help them. And I thought, well, there's some biochemical or some pathway that needs to be fixed. And at that time, until recently, we didn't know about apoptosis when I discovered the active ingredient. But I started looking at apoptosis, and one of the first tests they had was the ability to measure BCL2, which is a protein that B cell leukemias make to keep them from being eliminated by apoptosis. And so A&M.
So that's basically the bad cell's way of protecting itself.
That's right.
So that it can survive.
That's right. Texas A&M had the new assays that came out and could measure BCL2 activity. And so since they were measuring it, we just threw Ace Mannin in, and sure enough, Ace Mannin modulates BCL2. If it's too high, it helps bring it down. If it's too low, it helps bring it up. And we're learning how important that is, modulation. The whole problem is these pathways were discovered in the 50s. And it wasn't until the last 25 years that they had enough understanding of the pathways to realize that virtually all diseases are a result of apoptosis pathways not doing the job they were designed to do. And they were designed to be activated by foods. Foods turn on different pathways. They have an ingredient in there that turns that pathway on, and then it uses the nutrients in that food to fix that part of the cell. And then other foods fix other parts of cells. So they've been working out the pathways, and they realize in cancer, like BCL2 is too high, so they want to make blockers that block BCL2. Well, the problem with blocking BCL2 is BCL2 protects neurons like your in Alzheimer's disease and in Parkinson's disease. It needs to be normal or higher. So there's places in your body it needs to be elevated, and other places it needs to be lowered in order to function properly. And the only way you can do that is by modulating these pathways. And food turns on several pathways at the same time, whereas the drug concept is single pathway, either block it or enhance it. And the problem they're having is they're saying they call it crosstalk. And that is when they block this pathway, the others, beef up, try to make up for it because the cells are designed to be in balance. And the food modulates it, doesn't block. It raises it up in some areas and down in others, depending on what the other pathways are seeing. They talk to each other. And the crosstalk is designed for the pathways to work together. And the drugs want to block one pathway, and when you do, it just throws the whole system out. So that's why they've made a lot of drugs that should work and they don't work, or they work and they're very toxic.
Right. So the drugs are more like an all or nothing type situation,
right.
where the foods allow our bodies to naturally keep them where they need to be,
exactly.
right there in the middle.
Yeah.
And even now, the current, Shawn and I were looking at the paper just came out.
yeah.
And who's who in the world in oncology, they're still trying to block it instead of modulate it. And the foods are not designed to block or designed to modulate, not block any of the pathways. They just raise them a little or lower them to help the cell function like it should. And if you don't eat the right foods, and the problem is we have changed our food because we thought you needed fats, carbohydrates, and protein. And we didn't know there were ingredients in there that were modulating
our cells, making
them work right. It told the cell what food was coming, what nutrients were coming with that food, and how to use it.
Right.
And it activated the cells to get their enzymes ready to process it.
So basically, what we've been doing, as mankind, is we've been modifying our foods to get as much protein, carbs, and fats out of them that we can for energy, not thinking about all the other things that the plants, how they were in their natural state, would actually provide for our bodies, so our cells would know how to act. And what Dr. Bill has done, and he can talk about this all day, is he's found, aloe is one of them, but he's found all these other foods all throughout the country. I was reading one of them that he uses, comes up from the Andes Mountains. If you're not in the Andes Mountains, you're not going to eat it, So you don't get those nutrients. So that part of your cell don't know what to do. But Dr. Bill, he follows all these studies and keeps studying constantly. I come in here this morning and he's down there on the computer already. And he's studying and studying and studying. He figures out what these foods do for our bodies. And you got to get them from all over the world, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, and that's
usually, get off the computer, watch the news, something with my wife, and then go to bed, wake up, get back on the computer, and then I go take a shower.
Take a shower. When I say, "Hey, Dad, you got a live with Troy today," he says, "Oh, I better go take a shower and get ready then." He's already working.
Hey, Shawn.
Yeah.
I used to go over to the office all the time, and every time I walk in there you go. He was on the computer with his headphones on, studying something.
Yeah.
He would always be like, "Hey, come here, Troy. Let me share this with you." Or I'm getting some kind of emails. But guys, what you guys want to understand, it's amazing how God made the body, though. How with us eating, these plants and stuff, I activate our body to work like it's supposed to work. And one of the things that I've learned, through my journey is always position yourself around people way smarter than you are. And when they come to this type of stuff, Dr. McAnalley is like really a genius. And like, I stated in the beginning, even with him being the gentleman who discovered the active ingredient in aloe, when a lot of people actually couldn't figure it out, he's actually going to figure it out, a 100% plant-based product that supports something that's called apoptosis. Now, I'm more like a marketer or a businessman. I just know I take the product and it works. And when I want to figure out why it's doing this and that, I call Bill or I go sit down with him. He explains it to me.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
Well, it's amazing. It's all over the world. Scientists are doing studies with my discovery now, which I like to go and look up the latest science using Ace Manning, and they verified all the stuff that we had shown, and even discovered new claims for it. So aloe is an amazing plant, and that's why it was talked about for thousands of years, and even in hieroglyphics and stuff in the pyramids, you've got the aloe there and its benefits. So aloe was a mystery. Like when I started in the medical school in the pharmacology department, Dr. Goff was our department chairman. He wrote the #1 pharmacology text in the world at that time, published in 17 languages. And he was replaced by Alfred Goodman Gilman, who was the son of Dr. Gilman. And he took over their text, which is the #1 text in the world now. But it's
if you were in Dr. Goth's book, you did something. I mean, you were the top of the top to be in there.
Everyone came. We had the people from Harvard, Yale, and everyone presenting their science, trying to get it in his book.
Mm-hmm.
And that gave me a chance to hear some of the best people all around the world. And so I was lucky. And that, again, I didn't want to go to Dallas at the time. I was accepted San Antonio, but they said, you'd be better off going to Dallas with what you're interested in. And I said, I don't like Dallas. They said, we'll accept you provided you go there and decide you don't want it. Because we don't want you to decide in 2 or 3 years you want to transfer over there. And so I went in, I had my appointment with Dr. Goff. I said, I want you to know I really don't want to go here. And he talked about that. You know, people come in and he said, this is the first student I ever had to convince y'all to come here.
Well, I sure am glad he came here. He'd have never met my mom. I wouldn't be sitting right here now.
That's right.
Them footsteps got directed the right way for me anyhow.
Well, he's directed our steps everywhere because that was the best thing that could happen to me.
Yeah.
The professor that told me I should be better off here died the next year, Dr. Goff.
Wow.
He knew him. And so it was the right, the right thing.
Right thing for sure.
I got some of the best training in the world, and I could go in and talk to Dr. Goff anytime I wanted to. His #1 priority was his students. I remember we had a full professor in there one time, and I walked in, and the professor was sitting there waiting to talk to him, and Dr. Goff said, come on in, Dr. McAnalley. Yeah. They always called me Dr. McAnalley.
And he wasn't even graduated yet.
and Dr. Erdos, said, I was here first. And Dr. Goff told him, said, the students come first. And so I didn't want to stand there too long. I didn't want Erdos mad at me. But I was real good in chemistry, probably the best one there. And I corrected the Goth's chemistry in his text that had been published for 8 or 9 editions. And as a result of that, I got to write 3 editions of his text after he retired, and passed away. So anyway, it was a wonderful experience for me, and I would have never gone there if I hadn't been forced to go interview anyway.
Well, that's good. That's real good. And the new things that Dr. Bell's done are just phenomenal. They're really changing people's lives, Troy. I know you've gotten to witness that, and you get to witness that on the daily. We all do. So,
well, what happened there is there's 65,000 supplements. And I used to look at all these other supplements I could, and so many of them were the same. It was easy. Oh, that's just another protein supplement, But trying to figure out what are they missing. And then here came the apoptosis pathways. So God, guided my footsteps over to look at those. And I said, that's the answer.
Yeah.
And so we figured it out, and they've just recently figured out virtually all the pathways that aloe modulates, works on. And then all I need to do is find find food ingredients that modulate the other pathways, and that's what we've been doing.
Try to get the body working as optimum as it can. I mean, if the body's working right, then we got the best chance to combat anything that comes our way.
Yeah. We use non-GMO foods from 26 different countries.
Yeah, and that changes all the time. Maybe 30 different countries once he discovers some more things. So,
well, some countries don't want us there.
Yeah.
So see, guys, that's powerful within itself. You know, Dr. McAnalley, he talked about how he discovered the active ingredient in aloe, and that changed the world. I mean, you know, helped a lot of people health-wise and stuff. He got all kinds of stuff going on with that. And then he brought a brand new technology to the marketplace right now that support apoptosis. It's a 100% plant-based product. It's the only one on the market right now. So that's what excited me about it, because anytime from a business standpoint, when you're looking at something and you're looking for something that's going to truly make an impact in other people's lives, it's got to be something that nobody else has. And for me personally, I thank God for Dr. McAnalley, because, you know, we're able to bring something to the marketplace that we know help people. It's easy to sell something just to be selling something to make money, but you feel good when you're offering people something that you know it's going to help them health-wise. It's going to make an impact in their life and you know, their friends' life and things like that.
Something of value, something that they need, you know, a supplement, you know, something you can't get. I mean, supplement is there to supplement what's missing. And these supplements truly do that.
Well, they do things drugs can't do, because drugs target single pathways. That's how they're designed. And foods target several of them that work in harmony. And you know, they're spent billions of dollars trying to develop drugs that'll do what foods do naturally, and most of them fail. They're toxic, and the excuse they give is called crosstalk. So this failed because the other pathways talk to each other. Well, yeah, that's how they're designed, to work together in harmony. And foods turn on several of them that work together at the same time, whereas drugs target one. So I don't think we'll ever have drugs that really are successful in using these pathways, because they've got to stop and think about not blocking them, but modulating them up or down, because that's how food works. And unfortunately, most of the foods we eat are just providing energy for us. They're not providing direction to those pathways. Where all the food we used to eat directed the pathway first as to how to use the nutrients. And that's something I think they keep. Also shows Shawn an article from MD Anderson or somebody that's getting closer, but then they turn right when they should have turned left.
Yeah, they keep missing the boat. And guys, I hope that, I know I didn't get to talk much. I was kind of here to try and help translate. If I kind of didn't understand it, I try to translate it and nod my head, make sure I say it right to Dad whenever he gets a little sophisticated for us. But guys, I hope that brought some value to you. I mean, we love helping people, and you know, we know what we have, help everybody, and everybody needs it. You know, and that, I mean, it's just that simple. And you know, they just don't know they need it yet. But Troy, with people like you out there sharing the world, and you know, getting in people's living rooms on their cell phones and whatnot, like you are right now, I mean, that's how they're going to learn about it. So,
Yeah,
thank you.
And I really think, you know, you, Shawn, I think Dr. McAnalley, I think Bill a lot. I just call him Bill because he's my buddy from Starbucks, and we've been friends for over 14 years now. But anyway, guys, this is the deal right here. You know, most of the time when I do Facebook Lives, I always try to bring value. I try to bring something that's going to help you, you know, either in building your business or, you know, even your health. I remember Bill used to tell me all the time when I was building a company in the past, he was like, Troy, you can make as much money as possible, but what's good as money if you're not healthy? And that's when, you know, that's like I said, he was telling me that, and I didn't even know what he was doing. He used to always stress that point. I didn't know nothing about no aloe or ace man or nothing, you know. And then I learned that as I got older, that, you know, I did need to put the right nutritions and stuff in my body. I tell my friends all the time, I'm 50 to be 51, but I promise you, I feel like I'm 30. I feel amazing because I've actually been utilizing these products for over 3 years now. So what we're doing, guys, if you're not friends with Dr. McAnalley on Facebook and Shawn, reach out to him. If you got any questions about this amazing new discovery, reach out to them, reach out to me. And the goal up for us, for Dr. McAnalley, Shawn, and everybody that we're working with is to actually spread the word about what we have, because we know what we have is going to change the world. We know what we have is going to make people's lives better. People are going to be more healthier. And for people that's actually looking to make some additional income, we know what we have because they're going to be sharing something of value that people are going to come and they're going to want every month. So guys, share this video. If you're interested in what we're doing, reach out to us. Like I said, you can message Dr. McAnalley on Facebook, message Shawn, message myself. Better yet, you can just give me a call, 214-457-3543. Lisa, if you don't mind, put my number down there. I see she on there. But guys, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking time out and looking at this this evening. Hey, Bill, if you got any tips you want to leave them with about, maybe why they should take our products, this brand new discovery.
Well, optimize their health and help them live longer, look better, be better looking, helps their hair grow. It just helps your general body. You don't want to be alive and not have your brain.
Yeah.
So it helps.
There's enough people out there that were born that way. So you want to do the best you can to preserve it. Nah, it's just a joke.
And back to Troy, I didn't tell people that I was a doctor of pharmacology, because I learned when you do, they start asking you about their medicine. And you have a 5 hour, and then everybody else starts talking about their medicine. I just went to Starbucks just to have coffee and be friendly. So,
and then when everybody found out what you did, everybody, some of my friends go up there and they'll bring you bottle. Hey, Bill, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Well, what I really love though is I was at the service station the other day getting gas, and someone came up to me, an old elderly lady, and she said, "Are you Dr. McAnalley?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "I want to thank you, saved my life." I said, and I've had that happen many, many times, and that's my reward.
Yeah,
when that happens.
Definitely, and I know I've got to hear that a lot myself. They'll tell me that, "Hey, your dad did this for me. Your dad did this for me," and that's pretty neat to hear that. Like Troy said, you always want to surround yourself by people smarter than you. That's why I'm sitting next to one of them. So.
Yeah, that's why when I need help working on a car or something like that, I go talk to Shawn.
Yeah.
So you gotta surround yourself with people that's way smarter, guys. But better that, Dr. Bill McAnalley has truly a heart of gold. I mean, his whole family do. And I remember asking Bill one time, why do he keep doing what he's doing? And that was his answer. He just want to help people. He wanted, to put something in the marketplace that's gonna help people be healthy overall, and that's powerful within itself.
Well, look how good his latest product's working. His forehead's got less wrinkles in it than mine does. I think he was flipping himself some before he let me have it. Look at that. You can see it right there in that camera.
Hey, Shawn, that's the bad part about, now, Bill's selling this stuff. We got where people buy, right? When he was working on them discoveries back in the past, he was just bringing it at Starbucks and let us all test it out for him.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man.
Hey, guys.
My brother.
All right, man. I want to thank you guys. I want to thanks, Bill. Thanks, Shawn. Thank you, guys. Thank everybody for tuning in. Like I said, follow Bill, follow Shawn on Facebook. If you got any questions, reach out to us. With that, guys, God bless. You guys have an awesome Monday and make this an amazing week.
Bye, guys.